So Dr. Prakash, what are you doing? Just going back to where it all started.
First time stepping into the IRL Colosseum space. You feel the energy shift. Everyone's building, shipping, thinking 10 years ahead. This is where you meet the ones who get it before the world does. Matty, one of the first to back the idea, not just financially, but with belief. And that matters way more early on. Let's see what he thinks now that the wheels are turning.
Hey everyone, we have Matty here with us, co-founder and GP of Colosseum. Right now we have seen the new version of the IRL space. You've been looking at a lot of teams cooking up from early hackathon ideas to final product, and now we have the IRL experience. So how do you see the vibe shift happening now?
We love, running online hackathons and the online accelerator, but you can't really replace being in person sometimes, especially early on in the program. It allows people to, have conversations that they wouldn't have otherwise and ask us questions that they wouldn't otherwise, if it was all just Zoom based. So I think it's been a pretty big success in just bringing folks together and getting everyone kind of on the same shipping speed.
You were one of the first backers of us when we were just scribbles on the dashboard. And I think it was around the time you made our first 50 charger orders, even before the results were out. So how's your perspective been looking at as a cohort one team, and how's the progress been like?
I do remember when we guys, pitched us the first time and you had just like a prototype of the charger and you showed it to us. Now today, I know you guys have, hundreds, if not thousands of deployments, across the world.
I think we were one of the first Asian teams to get in. And there's always I think we have somehow maintaining the consistency of one team from India. I think this time you're also seeing a lot more teams of Asia. What's the trend like? What are kind of apps that you're kind of more excited about?
I think, we've in each batch had at least one team from India. And it turns out though that India is the #1 country in our hackathon in terms of product submissions. There's a ton of talent. I think, we see that talent just increasing in the last hackathon. I think not only was it the #1 in terms of submissions, but I think it was also in the top 5 for winners overall. So I think, we're just seeing quality increase, and we're happy to keep investing in the region and see breakout startups like yourself.
Thanks a lot for your time. Looking forward to be in touch again.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Scott saw something in us that matched his thesis of crypto and real-world partnerships, and the rest just clicked with his all-new accelerator initiative called the Orbital Beam.
Hey, Scott. Welcome to the Colosseum space. It's good to meet you again. I know you're busy running Orbital Beam. So a lot of questions, people have been asking me this question. What is Orbital Beam and why early stage teams care about it?
It's great to be here, Prakash. It's great to meet all the Colosseum cohort. It's funny, I actually built Orbital Beam on the idea of what happens after Colosseum. And just to break it down real quick, Orbital Beam is an invite-only, network-based, intelligent-based consortium for high-functioning founders, builders in the space, enterprises trying to find their way within AI and blockchain. And the reason why I would say startups need to start paying attention to what we're doing is, #1 is access to symmetry, right? Getting access to capital, getting access to government regulations is really tough, as you know, as a Web3 founder. That's one of our biggest pillars. And then the other one is getting these companies from Web2 to use the blockchain and AI the right way. So it can't just be a funnel for one thing. It needs to be a tunnel for both webs to coexist and work with each other.
Going back, what was your first memory of hearing about us, and what is your prediction for the next 12 to 18 months for us?
I really think DeCharge can separate the Web3 technical side of making everything confusing. So I think that it bridges the gap, not only for blockchain usage and token usage to be understandable in Web 2, but I also think it's going to do a tremendous turnaround for sustainability and renewable energy, and then you get to be rewarded for it. My bold prediction is that you won't even be talking about Web3, you'll just be using a DeCharge station. And I think that when you pull up to Tesla, when you pull up to these parking lots, it'll just be a regular household name right next to Tesla, right next to, Go, Charge, or whatever that is. But the difference is you get to be rewarded for your contribution to these networks, unlike the other charging stations. So yeah, I think that will be my bold prediction for DeCharge.
You live in Sacramento, but you spend a lot of time hanging around in DC as well. So what's been the shift that you're noticing? How are you finding time between working, helping out DePIN projects and also like lobbying for them in DC?
It's been a night and day in the last 6 months. No matter what side of politics you fall on, if you've been following, all 3 bills today got passed, from the Genius Act to the other 2 Clarity bills, and it just makes founders and companies like DeCharge have an easier path to what they want to build. It's kind of hard to build something when there's always a gray area, and I really think that as of today, which is really cool, after these 3 laws have passed, founders like yourself don't need to be in a gray area. They don't need to be scared. They don't need to be worried if I, make this company am I going to do something wrong legally at some point? So the kind of taboo of crypto is kind of getting let go now. I mean, we know it's been around for almost 15 years, but I feel like the normal person, our parents, our brothers, our sisters, whether it's an ETF, whether it's Trump's coin, it's something people can understand, but we always needed the regulation to go with it. Mm-hmm. So it's really great to have, congressmen, Warren Davidson, all the way to people like Michael Saylor, going to Washington, D.C. to help, I call it the movement for all of us. So pretty historic day. And I feel like today is the start of the rest of the future of blockchain and AI.
Todd's built at the biggest EV companies, Tesla, Lucid. He gets excited in building for innovative technology and has been a crypto enthusiast for quite some time. But DeCharge, he calls it a new wave. He's been helping us model out how this scales like real infrastructure, powered by community, not just capital.
Hey Todd, you worked at some of the giants in the EV space. So what caught your attention with DeCharge?
I spent over a decade working at Tesla and then at Lucid Motors, helping push the electrification of the auto industry. About 5 years ago, I caught the crypto bug. And I went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And DeCharge, when I found DeCharge, what blew me away about it, for me personally, was it sits right at that intersection of electrification, of mobility, and blockchain technology. And so being able to combine those two really excites me, and it really makes me excited about the project.
Like, you have seen some of our scaling strategies behind the scene. I know you've been killing it on the modeling that we are doing for the go-to-markets. So what is your take on it? Like, what is the bull case for the next 12, 18 months?
Massive potential, massive upside. And I think it starts with the demand and with the need. So EV sales are growing and the need for chargers has not been keeping up. And so starting with that need, that basic need for charging infrastructure, I think there's huge potential here in the US, but with a twist. DeCharge is doing it differently, of layering on incentives through crypto rewards, crypto incentives, and engaging the community. I think really gives it that rocket fuel. So over the next 12 to 18 months, I think that the sky's the limit. It's going to come down to what can we physically do, how quickly can we scale, and get the operation going.
For an average community member who wants to be like a core contributor, whether it's to the US, we have specific GTM, and I also told you about like what's a global GTM as well. So how do you see the community being different, but they're still connected with the common mission, right? Whether it's like a contributor in Asia or some host who's willing to kind of match the demand in US. So how do you see the community kind of grow for us?
The community growing, I think a unique proposition with DePIN in general, right, because of its physical nature, but with us is because of like the real world element and like the actual need. A lot of us own electric cars, and so we need to charge anyways. And so now if we can be a part of this super energetic, engaging community where not only are we hopefully being incentivized for it, and everyone is being incentivized for it, we're collectively building value in all of our little shares of the network, right? Once everyone is a host, together we're helping build value in our portion of the network. And so between the hosts, the users, the installers, and eventually the robots. Everyone being
Exactly.
everyone being a part of the network. I think that it's super exciting, and it gives like a lot of opportunity for engagement with the community.
People think charging is about electricity. It's not. It's about access, ownership, distribution. This isn't just about plugging in cars. It's about building the rails for energy to move freely. That's the dream. SF was the spark. What's next? You'll see.
Every founder wants to build something that's real and something that really scales well. This moment in SF for all the teams is not just like a meetup, it's actual ignition for all the startups that are building this space. And you have an empty driveway or a parking lot that's not making any money for you, come talk to us. DeCharge is live in the US and we're just getting started.
Okay. I'm bullish on DeCharge and DePIN.